Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. This is the final call. It is the final series of a few FPSs that have been going on this past week or so, gearing up for a very special game called Showtime. If you haven't listened to any of the other FPSs that I'm currently blanking on the names right now.
Here they are. Casting call, a dressed rehearsal, and the Bard's play.
Yes, thank you, Hart. Please go listen to those because you're not really gonna have a lot of context otherwise. My name is Mira, and I will be playing Sammy Jax, and with me is my very lovely friend
Heartless, and I shall be playing Trebble.
who we love very much and who has been having a time recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair warning, this is expected to reach medium angst levels because, boy, howdy. Yeah. All right. Hey, Gil, how have you been doing?
So, for the past week, after specifically searching Toontown with Lucky Jack, to be specific, Gil has started to think that maybe Marcel isn't simply missing. Maybe there's something else going on. So, to be productive in this time, he has gone through the whole underground of Toontown and basically combed through it with a fine-toothed comb, searching for any hide or hair of movement among his own enemies or among other villains that might have decided to get entangled with Marcel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Gil, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Ooh. So, what he's doing right now is pacing back and forth in front of a very detailed crazy board, trying to piece together, because he's narrowed down the list to about 3 names now.
Mm-hmm.
One of them being Kyle, one of them being, let's see, Simon Sinclair, and the other being a very certain upstart goddess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gil, with your nat 1, you don't hear...
That's not a nat 1, that's a 3 plus 1.
That's a 3.
4.
Sorry. My brain flipped the numbers with the with the 4, you vaguely hear the sound of some of your traps going off. But like that's all you really hear, and then you hear a knock at the door. Gil?
No, wait. You're not Sandy or Bob or Bon.
No, it's Sammy. Can I come in?
I'm a little busy right now. Why are you here? You hear footsteps approach the door.
You went dark, Gil. Schiff and I were getting worried.
I was a little busy.
What kind of scheme are you concocting up this time, Gil? This isn't normal for you.
It's not exactly... You hear a click, and a whole bunch of other clicks as all of the locks on the door are undone. And Gil opens the door a crack and peeks at you through it.
Sammy's shading is a lilac color as he's staring at the door and staring at you, Gil.
I'm gonna roll insight. Which, of course, is at disadvantage. I forgot to do the disadvantage for the perception because, yeah, okay. That's a 3.
Yeah.
So Gil just kind of narrows his eyes at Sammy. Why are you worried? There's times when I've just gone just super out of touch with everything. I'm just. He opens the door a little more, and his jacket. You can see it, but he's not wearing it. It's hanging over one of his chairs, and the normally orange turtleneck that he wears is slate gray.
Mm-hmm.
And
Simon,
do you want to roll me a perception?
yeah, that was a tilt. Sorry, so I'm gonna roll again. Okay, that was. Okay, so that's a 15.
Yeah, you see underneath his eyes are large, darkened bags. His hair's a mess, like he hasn't brushed it at all. His mustache isn't curling, it's just all wrinkled and stuck out to the side. He's just kind of peering up at you like, what do you want?
That purple is a bit darker now. And he just kind of is like, Gil, what's going on? You're not okay.
No, I'm perfectly fine. I just need to figure out this puzzle. I need to figure it out. Wow, that's a very bad lie, Gil.
Sammy just. He raises an eyebrow and he's just. You're not fine. What's going on, Gil? What's this puzzle that's gotten you so worked up?
Gil turns and approaches his very covered board again, and smack dab in the middle of it is a missing poster for Marcel.
That's your brother, right?
Yep.
When did you see him last?
Saturday. Last Saturday. He was going out for groceries for some reason, and he's been gone too long for him to simply been missing, and I talked to everyone at the back alley mark and they haven't heard anything, and I checked at the police, I checked at the bounty hunter headquarters here in Toontown, and they hadn't done anything either. Couldn't have been that doctor because, well, he doesn't know where Sandy is at all. So it couldn't have been him. It couldn't have been those two tunes from Jotos because we have something they want. They would have sent a ransom note, and there's been no ransom at all.
Sammy is very. His shading has shifted to something extremely, extremely dark purple as he looks at this, and he's just. Gil, I'm so sorry.
Don't say that. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. It's right here. The answer is right here. And he slaps the board. It's here somewhere. I can figure this out.
Well, who would Marcel have pissed off?
I mean, we've pissed off a lot of people.
No, I'm not just saying for you as your family as a whole. I'm talking about who Marcel individually would have pissed off.
I'm gonna have Gil roll intelligence check.
Because like Sammy's staring at this crazy board, to put it nicely, of all of these people and their connections and stuff, and he's just, that's immediately what his thought process has gone to. And oh, poor Gil. Oh.
So Gil's just muttering to himself and looking at the board, and you could a light bulb appears, but it's not on. It's broken. And he's just I mean, he could have pissed off Sulfa, but I haven't. She's over somewhere in Ghibli right now. And if she had kidnapped him, she would have had to be somewhere around here in Gisnep, and people would have said something because she's pretty popular in the opera scene.
Sammy kind of just, he's thinking, he doesn't, because the thing is, he doesn't know Marcel, so he can't walk Gil through having that light bulb get fixed. Like, he's just chewing on his lip a little underneath his mask, and he looks at you, Gil, and he just sighs and tugs off his mask and puts down his hood, because this isn't the time or place to be hiding from his partner. And he just kind of sighs and is like, Gil, you've been at this for I don't know how long. Let's just sit down and let's give your mind a break just for an hour.
I can't.
Just an hour.
I can't. Time
Gil.
has already passed too much.
I know, Gil.
There's been no ransom note at all, so the person who took Marcel clearly doesn't care. He could be. He's not dead. Bon keeps saying he's not dead. But what could that mean? We can't find him.
I know, Gil. The possibilities are unimaginably horrible right now. I know. But
I don't think it was his family either. This doesn't seem like something they do. But no, it does. But if it was them, why didn't they do it earlier?
Gil just why don't we just let's sit on the bed at least, and you can walk me through your thought process there, okay? Let's at least sit down.
I'm gonna need you to roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what your modifier is for persuasion. Okay, not as bad as I was thinking, but still kind of. That was an 11.
Gil looks over at Sammy and then shakes his head and goes back to staring at the board for a moment.
Okay, persuasion didn't work. Let's do another thing. This isn't gonna work either, but okay. Sammy kind of goes over to try and scoop you up, Gil, but with a 9, I'm expecting it doesn't work.
Let me roll. This is at disadvantage because he's tired. Even at disadvantage. Nope. So, Sammy, he hears you walk up behind him, and his muscles tense, and as you reach for him, he just dances out of your way and goes, "The answer's it's right here. I narrowed it down to, I don't, to Simon, to Kyle, to that damn goddess retrospect. There's
Sammy flinches at Simon.
Because it couldn't be Sulfa. I don't think it could be Sulfa, because why would she not send a ransom? Because the last time she interacted with Marcel, she was doing it with my face. So it was definitely something to get to me.
That was your sister, right?
Yes, was. I left that name behind. She barely
Sammy
knew me. I have no idea. What? Why did she frame me for murder?
Because she probably thought since you made your name as a villain, she probably could get away with it.
Yeah, but there has to be another reason to do that. It's definitely to mess with me, because my reputation is of one that I don't kill people.
Sammy nods. I know.
So this couldn't have been her, because she wants something from me. It's clear she wants to mess with me, because otherwise, why would she frame me for murder? There's no other real reason. She could have framed any other villain with, who's about the same height as both of us, because I'm pretty sure she's not that much taller than I am.
Sammy kind of snorts. And it's like, yeah, you're kind of tiny.
Hey! Gil turns around and narrows his eyes at Sammy. I'm
Sammy
not
kind of
tiny.
just chuckles. Mm-hmm. Sure you're not tiny.
No. Missy is tiny. I'm short.
Because from where I'm standing, you're tiny.
Gil's hair starts to sizzle. I'm not tiny.
Mm-hmm. Sure you're not. And since his mask is off, you can see the shit-eating grin on his face.
I don't have time for this. Turns back to the board and starts shifting the papers on it around.
Why would it be the goddess who stabbed you through the chest? Didn't she already mess with you guys enough?
She did.
Why would she take him again?
I don't know. It's not like Marcel has been framed for murder. It's not like he... She said she wanted to help me. He slowly takes the very detailed drawing of retrospect down from the board. It just crumples it up and throws it behind him. As you look where it bounces off of a very full basket of similarly crumpled up papers and lands in a small pile that has been gathering around that wastebasket.
Yep, he's been at it for a while.
He has a lot of enemies, guys.
Sammy, he looks back at the board and he his eyes reluctantly kind of fall on Simon Sinclair's rendition that Gille has drawn, and he's just...
It's... So, you know those renditions where it's clear that the person who drew it is making fun of the person he was drawing?
A caricature?
Yes. It's a caricature, and it's very silly.
Sammy kind of briefly smiles at that, and then he just gonna roll him history. Oh, that was not a good history roll. Okay, Sammy. That was just a plain old 7. He kind of stares at it for a moment, and he kind of frowns and then shakes his head, and he's like, Barkton hasn't really told me anything else about how the case with Sinclair has been going. I don't know if it was him. Or one of his goons.
What's his usual MO?
Taking tunes off the street, making them trust him. Either with charm person or just because he looks friendly. And if it's not one of him, it's one of his goons.
Gil.
Oh, so, dear.
This insight is for Gil trying to figure out if Marcel would be naive enough to trust a person like Simon Sinclair. And he rolled a 2.
Oh, no.
And Gil's sitting there, like, trying to piece this together in his brain. It doesn't... I mean, Marcel might be naive enough to go for that, but why...
But would he go into alleyways? Because that's usually how he would pick people off. Not off from the main streets, but in the alleys, where most of the people who no one would notice if they were gone would be.
I don't think he would go into an alleyway coming back from the grocery store. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
So Gil takes the caricature of Simon Sinclair and off the board, rips it into pieces, and throws the pieces of paper like confetti.
Sammy kind of weakly laughs at that.
And he looks at the only picture remaining he drew of the bunch of descriptions he had gotten for Kyle. And he narrows his eyes at it. Mr. Hart.
Who's he?
He's a half Mara.
Gonna roll Sammy. What would I roll to see if Sammy even knows what the hell Amara is?
I would say roll Arcana.
Okay, Arcana, that's a straight D20. Oh, that's a 4. He knows shit all.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy just kind of blink, and the purple shading just shifts to a gray as he just kind of tilts his head and goes, huh?
Oh, there's these, fairies. These fairies that, they eat fear. Mars eat fear.
If
And this guy, this Kyle, apparently showed up and tried to frame us the very first time we all met. Tried to frame us for stealing a stupid jewel from Helamos Town.
Sounds like a nasty bit of work there.
I mean,
what?
Yeah.
What is with people? What is with people and trying to frame you guys for stuff?
The craziest part is the framing notes made it out like Marcel was the mastermind of the operation. Can you believe that? As if I'd be a peon to anyone.
No, you definitely march to your own tune, Gil.
Gives a tired, sharp smile.
But that doesn't quite explain why he would target Marcel, though. Like, he obviously thought kind of highly of Marcel from the beginning, but...
Well, the next time he showed up, he apparently was messing with Marcel and Tobias and Prim at the ECCR. That was in the news. Did you hear about that?
Sammy's gonna roll history to see if he remembers, because it's been he got a 2. He got a 2. And he just kind of looks at you, Gil, and then is just like, wasn't that like almost over a year ago?
Yeah.
I think.
Something
don't
like that.
I don't really remember that much back then. I had a lot of shit going on, trying to stay out of the police's notice while on the streets. You don't really get that much of a look at newspapers.
Yeah.
But
He's in,
ECCR. What was
yeah.
he doing there?
I don't know. Marcel didn't really tell me much beyond that. He was messing with them.
Hmm.
Um, but there is
Sounds like an
something.
asshole.
Oh, he is.
Hmm. I'm
He's a
already starting to
monster.
not like him. Hmm. Pleasant.
There's something I know about him.
Sammy kind of tilts his head at Gil. You know something about him?
Yeah. His mother stabbed his father and basically ate his father's immortality to live long because she was terrified of dying. And then she somehow became a fucking goddess. An upstart.
Sammy's just kind of like, whoa, okay, that's a huge suitcase to unpack right there. Oh, no wonder this guy's a piece of work. Oh, he just kind of rubs at his eyes for a moment, and it's just like, okay, that wasn't what I was expecting, but holy shit.
But before she became a goddess, she told someone to get rid of him. Because he reminded her too much of her husband, who she killed.
Oh, Sammy's just, yeah, that's a huge awful suitcase to try and unpack, and yeah. No wonder this dude's a piece of work. Explains it, doesn't excuse it, but just tunes and their backstories. He's looking at the cause and effect and going, no wonder. Ugh, jeez.
I don't know what happened to him after that. Beyond what he's done. Oh yeah, and you know, Bondlock. Sweet, sweet Bondlock.
He was the one who hurt Bondlock, wasn't he?
Gonna roll hammer space because Gille is dramatic. He suddenly pulls his rapier. Actually, it's actually a knife from the kitchen that he pulls from his pocket, and he stabs the picture. Violet the toy maker. Same fucking guy. Stupid, real kind bastard.
Sammy just looks at the picture and he's like, I don't blame you for wanting to stab him at all. And his shading is red as he stares at this picture.
He deserves to be on the list, just like all the rest of them. And if it's really him who did this, well, I know his address. But I promised Marcel. Gille's Gil leans forward and presses his forehead against the board.
Sammy kind of he walks closer to Gil and just puts his hand on his shoulder.
Gil, muscles all immediately tense, like he hadn't been expecting that, and he looks back at Sammy.
You promised Marcel?
I pinky promised Marcel that I wouldn't go after him unless I had three other people besides Psychopomp with me. And he promised that he'd be there when I did.
Sammy just kind of takes in a shuddering breath and nods and gently squeezes Gil's shoulder.
I didn't think it'd be like this.
No, I don't think either of you would have expected something like this. Gil, do you need a hug?
Gil's muscles all relax and his shoulders slump. He closes his eyes. Maybe.
Come here, Gil. And Sammy's gonna open up his arms, inviting Gil to approach. He's not gonna pull Gil in. He's going to leave that choice up to Gil if he really does need a hug.
Gil opens his eyes again and pushes his glasses up and squeezes the bridge of his nose. He glances at the crazy board for a second before turning towards Sammy, and he slowly walks forward and just presses his forehead against Sammy.
Sammy's gonna wrap his arms around Gil and just hug him very tightly. You're gonna find him. You're gonna find him, Gil.
I'm better, cause so if I don't find him, I'm gonna fucking find a cleric to raise him from the dead and kick his fucking ass.
Yeah, I'd help you. I'd help you find that cleric. I'm fucking sorry I'm not strong enough to do it myself. I'm really new to all of this.
Slowly reaches up, wiggling his hand up past Sammy's arms and smacks Sammy on the forehead.
Hey! What was that for, you picnic?
Stop saying that about yourself.
But I'm not strong enough of a cleric. Yet. But you're gonna find him, Gil. Come on, let's go sit down on the bed, okay?
Okay.
And Sammy's gonna lead Gil to the bed and sit him down and sit next to him, keeping his arms kind of loosely wrapped around Gil.
Gil's not going to lay down on a bed. He'll sit. But he is now sitting on the bed.
Progress. Um,
You know, I haven't found any trace of Marcel. It's like nobody saw anything.
yeah. But
Where's the fucking wishing star in all of this?
that's his patron, right?
Yeah, she looks she looks like a nice lady. Ugh.
She's one of the Luck Trinity, right?
Uh, yeah, I think so.
Then I think I'm pretty sure we're pretty overdue for some luck.
I'm gonna roll religion for him to try to figure out what the wishing star does as a deity. Because I'm pretty sure Marcel's said it once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nat one.
Oh, Gil.
Unfortunate. Gil is too tired. It's at disadvantage, Vamp, because Gil is tired. He's got a point of exhaustion. So he just sits there and goes, I don't know anything. I think Marcel said something, but I can't remember.
Sammy's gonna roll religion. Okay, that was an 18. Woo! Okay.
So yeah, Sammy would know that of the three luck trio deities, the wishing star is all about working to get your luck. Working for it. Working up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the process. Whereas misfortune is the beginning, the onset, the misfortune. And Lalu is the reward. The wishing star is in the middle of the both of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the reason why we just haven't found the answer to where Marcel is because she's all about hard work, right? We can't expect her to just hand it to us. And judging from your state, Gil, I'm pretty sure that she's about ready to answer you. Because,
you really think so?
yeah. Because look at you. You're exhausted, Gil.
Stayed up all last night.
That would do it.
It's just. I thought I found a lead. I didn't. Came back here to the drawing board.
But we've narrowed it down.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think it was him at the beginning.
Because you had to work for it. You had to look at every possibility.
Tomorrow I have to tell Bon. I have to get. Sandy's not going to want to stay. I have to bring her with me so she doesn't strike out on her own. Get Bob. Bob's gotta tell the studio he can't be there for the amount of time it's gonna take.
Well, That's for tomorrow. You've done a lot, Gil. You've done more than enough for today. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you've done amazing, Gil. I know a lot more people on the police team who wouldn't be able to figure their way out of a paper bag.
It's not their fault they were written that way.
No, it wasn't. It's not their fault, but sometimes the police force is more full of people who have bronze over brains.
I have both of those, brawn and brain.
Yes, you do. And I love that for you.
Gil slowly leans back against Sammy. He glances towards the fourth wall and narrows his eyes for a minute. Having fun? Huh?
Sammy just looks at Gil and his shading turns very gray. Gil, who are you talking to? He just kind of pokes Gil's cheek.
Gil raises his hand and motions towards the fourth wall. I'm talking to them.
Talking to who? Gil, no, Gil, we're laying down right now. You're very obviously tired. We are going to bed. And Sammy's going to roll strength to see if he can wrestle Gil. Oh dear, that's an 11 from Sammy.
That's good because Gil, with disadvantage, rolled a 4.
Sammy basically kind of just flops onto Gil and pins him down to the bed. Nope, you're sleeping now.
No, I don't need to sleep.
Say that to the bags underneath your eyes.
Are there bags under my eyes?
I
didn't notice.
Yeah, because you're exhausted.
Have you noticed I don't have a mirror in this room specifically?
Maybe you should invest one, Gil.
Oh, there's a mirror in the bathroom. I don't need a mirror in my room.
Sammy kind of digs through his hammer space and pulls out a brush. He's like, okay. Your hair's a mess, Gil.
Oh, it is? I didn't notice. It was,
Because you didn't have a mirror?
No, I just wasn't paying attention to it today.
Do you want me to brush it for you?
Gil thinks about that for a moment. As long as you're better at it than Psychobomb.
Look at my own hair. I gotta brush it too, Gil.
Well, we'll see about that. Go ahead and start. Gil crosses his arms over his chest, even with Sam laying on top of him.
Sammy kind of gets up and takes the ends of Gil's hair and starts to pull the brush through. Should I roll? What should I roll?
Dexterity with advantage.
Okay. Oof. Okay. He got. So he got a 9.
I say, because he did start at the bottom, he starts off doing it well, but at one point Gil starts going, ow, stop.
Sorry.
You get a notch. Here, give me that.
Yeah. Your hair gets so much more tangled than mine.
It's thick. I've got thick hair.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, Gille's not going to fare any better because he's at disadvantage.
Oh no.
So he starts wincing himself as he unsteadily pulls the brush through his own hair.
Okay. This obviously isn't working. Sammy's gonna actually roll hammer space, and he pulls out a little spray bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if getting your hair wet will help detangle everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of nudges Gil to a slightly sitting position and starts misting Gil's hair.
Yeah,
So it's nice and damp.
Gil grumbles as he's nudged and sets up.
Spray. Nice and misted.
Yeah.
Not damp, though. Like, not dripping.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if this... What? Nope. Oh, damn it. One sec. I gotta grab my... I'll be right back went out of my box underneath my bed. I'll be right back. Hopefully it's not stuck in the void again.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm catching up with the nuts and bolts gallery a little bit while I'm waiting.
Okay, I have got the errant D20 that keeps going underneath my bed. This is the second time, I swear. Okay. Okay. That is... Okay. 10 plus 2 and a 2 plus 2. I would say...
So, yeah, that works. Let's just say that works. 12 works.
Yay! We passed the DC.
You solved my tangled hair puzzle.
So yeah, Sammy just slowly starts to work through the dampened tangles and slowly untangling them with the brush.
Mm-hmm. The neighbor's dog is really going crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they've seen something or whatever. Because you know how dogs will just point and start to bark really, really loudly, or maybe that's just Barkson when he's tired.
Gille thinks about that for a moment. I'm gonna roll him history to see what he knows about dogs. The duality of this roll.
Oof. F. That's a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Laulu and Misfortune just watching this going, ha!
Yep.
Gille feels like he should know that. Feels like maybe that's a thing he's seen, but when he goes to think about it, his mind just gives him mush, and he just goes, I don't really have that much experience with dogs.
And Sammy kind of shrugs. He's like, might just be a Toon thing, or it might be an all dog thing. I don't really know. Sammy just keeps slowly brushing Gille's hair.
I don't know either.
Yeah. 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 You sound so tired, Gille.
Tomorrow, we're going to go to Evershore. Because it's the last place he was known to be. There is where we're going to find our clues. Hangman's Point.
Mm-hmm.
I should give that letter I stole a little look over.
That can be in the morning, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be okay, Gille.
Gil
You'll find
shifts
him.
so that he's now his face is now laying in Sammy's lap, and he's laying down again. So Sammy can still continue to brush his hair, but now he's laying down.
Yeah. I feel like Sammy's like close to finishing with brushing, but like as soon as he finishes brushing and stuff and he's like put his brush away, he's kind of just started to run his fingers through Gille's hair. Have to make sure that there's no more tangles, but also just he knows he likes having his head kind of massaged. So he's gonna try and give that same courtesy to Gille.
This is nice.
Yeah, you've worked really hard, Gille. You need to rest, especially if you're going to be fighting a monster.
I have to pull out. He's gonna reach into his pocket and he pulls out a pocket watch. A golden pocket watch with a very intricate detailing. In the middle of the middle symbol, the largest of them, was a treble clef. With the rest of them having a star, a piece of candy, a little heart. And I forget what Ross's symbol was. Let me look to see if I have that for a sec. Did I? Yes, I did save it. And a hammer. Okay. Yep. And he opens it and gives it a glance. And the scene that plays is, three toons, Sammy, Chifley, and Gille, all in a boat, smushing cake against each other's faces.
What's that, Gille?
I hadn't known what it did for a long time, but it's a pocket watch, and it displays memories, good ones. He gives a sleepy smile at it.
I'm glad that that boat ride was good for you, Gille.
It was so much fun. I can't believe Chifley joked about the first being his birthday, and it was actually his birthday.
I I think that it when it turns out not to be a joke, I don't think he was actually joking.
No, he definitely seemed like he was joking at the time. Gil closed the pocket watch, and instead of putting it back into his hammer space, he clips it onto his belt and puts the pocket watch itself into a little sewn pocket. Have to keep that one out, 'cause it helps. It helps something.
Yeah.
His eyes slowly drift closed.
Sammy kind of just bends down and presses a kiss to Gil's forehead.
Gil's ear twitches slightly, but he doesn't open his eyes again. After a couple of minutes, Sammy, roll me a perception.
Oh, nat 20.
So you hear it immediately as Gil starts to talk in his sleep, because he just fell asleep.
Sammy.
Marcel, you're back.
Oh. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, both me and Sammy are kind of tearing up a little, and he just kind of gently squeezes Gil's shoulders a little and then just kind of shuffles them both so they're both laying down in the bed. And he just holds Gil.
As you shuffle around, Gil just goes and kind of just curls around Sammy, his arms reaching around to hold on onto Sammy, and and his mumbling continues to say, Marcel, I'm not good at cooking. Sammy's here. Is Sammy Marcel.
Sammy just kind of smiles and presses another kiss to Gil's forehead, and he loves this tune. He loves this tune so much.
And thus concludes the final call.
Thank you all for listening.
Thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch Showtime, which will be on Sunday for at noon for everyone in Eastern Standard Time. Goodbye.
Bye.